will to love is the law to live. One of the first videos I made on this channel was about the Urantia book. About 3 weeks ago, I posted a video talking about this in general terms. And what I want to explore in this video is the difference between erudition and gnosis, the difference between book learning and actual experience, the difference between regurgitating scholarly information and general hands-on kind of mind-blowing experience. So the difference between erudition and gnosis. I've read this book from cover to cover twice. I've read the first 2 or 3 parts of the book several more times than that. I've only ever really read the Urantia book. I haven't studied anything else on the internet to do with the Urantia book. I haven't tried to engage with a supposed Urantia book community. I haven't even looked to see if there are any other books which claim to be sequels for the Urantia book, well, I doubt that actually exists. But I've read this book a lot, quite a lot, considering that most people haven't even heard of it. And I think this book is telling the truth. It seems to make sense. And I thought to myself the other day that even if this book isn't telling the truth, it's portraying a truth that should be the truth, if that makes any sense. But ultimately, I've ploughed through this over the last few years, but I haven't had a direct experience with an angel or a Voron Dardek son or um, a midway creature or a Chronodek or a Frandalank or all these other extraterrestrial characters, some of which the book says are stationed on Urantia on this planet. But I haven't actually knowingly met any of these entities. But I think this book is the truth. If it's a hoax, I can't prove to anyone else in this world that this book isn't a hoax. I don't have any empirical evidence that could substantiate the claims made in this book. But if it is a hoax, it's not just the biggest hoax that I'm aware of. It's not just the biggest literary hoax I'm aware of, it's the biggest hoax full stop. I also haven't really sat down with anyone that's also read this book. I've met a couple of people over the last few years that claim to have read it. One was a night nurse in a psychiatric hospital who said that he'd read it, but I never discussed it with him. Then there was another chap that I met a few years later that has read this book. We didn't really have a conversation about it either. So really all I've got in terms of the book learning is this book and my understanding of the book. We're basically talking about the difference between empirical knowledge and book learning. I could make all kinds of philosophical statements about erudition versus gnosis. This whole book's written about empiricism and ontology and teleology and all this kind of stuff. But to clarify my own position, as of 2024, the early weeks of 2024, I'm still on the academic point of this book. You have to excuse me if I'm repeating myself, but I didn't really rehearse this video. But yeah, I can't predict if I will ever meet any of these extraterrestrial characters. Some extraterrestrial characters which are very, very much terrestrial. Some of them are here. We just can't see them because we are, according to this book, exclusively material. We are 99.9% material. They're just outside of our frequency range. But do I want to have a full-on experience of this book? Yes, I would. But at the same time, I haven't applied any other techniques. I haven't actually myself pursued a full-on experience from this book. So it's mainly my fault that it's just erudition at this point. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry for it. I'm sorry if I was garbling and repeating myself, but I just wanted to make this point that at this point in my life, I have the book learning up here, but I haven't had the experience of meeting these characters in here. Okay, thank you.